All right, hear me out. Etsy. No, it's not just a place your mom goes to get ugly Christmas sweaters. Word on the street is you can actually build a real business here and make money pretty easily. This sweater made $51,000 last month. God damn! So for the next 7 days, I'm gonna be running a new store to show you how easy it is to start this business and make, dare I say it, passive income. Come on, man! That's too easy! All right, so first things first, we're gonna need a product that actually sells. I'm not just gonna put up a bunch of listings and just pray that people buy them. And from doing this in the past, I think there's two main ways to look for products. There's the free way, which would just be scrolling on Etsy or social media and seeing what products are getting a lot of orders now, which you can check by looking at reviews. If a product is getting 10 reviews a day, it's probably selling a lot. Check to see if there's designs that are popping up over and over again, because if you see something a lot, chances are people are interested in it. Look for what's trending right now. I think people have made millions of dollars off of Taylor Swift designs at this point. So there's that, and there's also using paid tools like Everbee. And with this, you can see an estimate of each product's monthly revenue and a bunch of other information that's super useful for product research. My favorite way to find winning products is to filter out the listings that are making a minimum of $1,000 a month, and the listing is 6 months old at the maximum. This way you can see what's working right now and isn't posted by some store that's been around for 10 plus years. And after looking at hundreds of listings, it's pretty obvious that the best performing products are mugs, sweaters, and t-shirts. So the first thing I'm gonna do is find a bunch of good listings with these products. So this is the process I'm using to create listings that I think are actually gonna make sales. So I have a big list here of winning products that I found on Everbee that are making thousands of dollars a month with new stores. And I'm basically just looking through all of these, seeing the designs that I think are easy to recreate or that I could find online. And basically all I'm gonna do is make better listings than them. I'm gonna get better mock-up photos, work on the SEO, and I'm gonna spend a little bit of money on ads in the first few days just to get a little bit of a boost in the beginning. So here's just one of the products that I found that I think could do really well. This photo of Jesus saying he is risen while he's playing basketball, going for a sick dunk. Now this is obviously more of like an intricate design. I would not be able to make this on my own. I don't have the design skills, but the good thing is you don't need to be a designer. When you see a listing like this that's making a lot of sales, chances are you can find this original PNG online. So I'm gonna search up he is risen PNG, and then there we go. We have the original PNG. It's only $2.57, and I can take this design and then put it into Gelato, which we're gonna be using to do all of our fulfillment and shipping for our products. And just like that, we already have a winning design. Now for some of the more simple designs, like say one of these custom coffee mugs, which these crush it. Anytime you have a custom product on Etsy, people eat it up. This is very easy to make. You know, it's just words or photo that you have to paste on it. So this is the Gelato dashboard. This is where we can find all of the products that we would want to sell. You know, men's clothing, women's clothing, tote bags, wall art, there's calendars, you have mugs. There's tons of different products that you can sell through Gelato. And once you make a sale, they'll automatically ship it out to your customer. You don't have to do anything other than just make the listings basically. So let's make our first listing in here. So the process here is pretty simple. I'm gonna add or create designs inside of Gelato, then add product images. Gelato also gives us a bunch of mockups, but something I've been doing recently is using ChatGPT, giving it the design image and then asking it to make us some product images. And this way you get really high quality product photos for our listings and for the cover image. I'm also using it to create the title, description, and the tags for our listings by just using other successful listings as inspiration. And then the last step is to set our price. Gelato gives us a recommendation for what we should sell it at and also tells us what our profit margin is at every price point. And then we go ahead, publish the listing, and now any sale we make is going to be automatically fulfilled for us. There's no warehouse, no inventory, and no negotiating with suppliers. And just like that, we're ready to start selling. So I'm going to continue this process for 10 listings every single day for the next week. So by the end of it, we'll have 70 listings. Let's see what happens. All right, just woke up this morning to our first sale, and not only our first sale, we got our second sale as well. So that's a really good sign because both of the sales are on the exact same product, which means that we potentially have a winner here and a design that people are really down for. So I think the next steps from here, the quite obvious steps, are to just make a bunch of listings with that exact same design that's already selling on different types of shirts, different mock-ups used on the listing, change some of the SEO words, and then from there we have a bunch of listings that are basically selling the exact same product, but we're changing the way it looks when people are searching for it, so it just gives us way more opportunities for people to find it in the search results. I'm hyped. Let's go. It's only day 3 and we already have our first 2 sales. Let's keep this going. Let's see how many more sales we can get in the next few days. So as I'm making listings in Gelato, I can also check to see if our products are being fulfilled here. And as you can see, because we synced our store up, as soon as we get an order, it's automatically shipped to our customer. Don't have to do anything. Another thing I'm doing to create more sales is something called a hook price. This is where you increase the prices of your products on your Etsy store, but then you run a big sale on all of your products that activates every single day. That makes them show up for 30, 40, 50% off for a very short amount of time. And this way it creates urgency in the customers, and it's gonna get us a lot more sales down the road. And another reason we're doing print on demand and not just shipping t-shirts out of my basement is because when you use a print on demand supplier like Gelato, they have production partners all around the world in 32 countries, which means 90% of the orders that you get on your store are going to be close to your customers, and you're going to get faster shipping. And because they've been around for so long, you know you can trust them, and they have higher quality products. And by the way, if you guys are starting an Etsy store or planning on starting one in the future, right now Gelato has a deal where you get 50% off your sample orders for 48 hours. So I'll have a link in the description where you can find that. All right, let's make more listings and let's see what happens tomorrow.
All right, check this out. It's day 4 and we're already at 5 sales for the week, which is pretty sick. So the momentum is happening, and 4 of the 5 sales are on the exact same product that we got the first 2 sales on. So I think it's fair to say that we have a winner. There is one issue though, and we are barely breaking even, if not losing money on each product. So it's cool that we're getting sales, but obviously the goal is to make money on each product. So I just raised the price of all of the products by $10, and we'll see if that affects sales drastically. I'm assuming it will, but hopefully the sales keep coming in so we can finally get profitable. But either way, I think it's good to just start getting the first few sales without caring about if you're profitable or not, because that way you can start shipping out the product to people, you get reviews, and then you can start raising the price once people are actually seeing that products that you're selling are good quality products, and you have reviews and you have something to show for your store. And we're at about $30 ad spend for $138 in revenue return. So that's a pretty good return. So not too worried about the profit right now, but starting now, we want to start making some money on each product.
So after raising our prices, sales dropped just like I thought. On day 5, we got 0 sales, but then on day 6, we got a sale on a t-shirt, which was our first profitable sale, making us $8 in profit. Then later in the day, we sold a sweatshirt for $9 in profit. And then on day 7, our last day, we had our biggest purchase yet. We had one person purchase 2 sweaters at the same time for $134, which profited us $55. All right, the moment we've been waiting for. Let's talk numbers. So the total revenue on the store was $303 from 8 orders over the week. And yeah, that's only revenue, not profit. And this is the part that stings. So our total product cost for all of the orders that we shipped out was $224.88. We also, on top of that, have a bunch of Etsy fees. That's listing fees, that's taxes. Etsy does take a portion of every single sale as well. So the total Etsy fees was $51.12. And like I said, we did run ads to give us a little bit of a boost. And we spent $51.27 on ads as well, which brings the total profit to minus $24.27. So yeah, we were not profitable with this challenge, which was kind of to be expected. When you're starting a new Etsy store, it's really hard to become profitable in the beginning because it's very competitive, and as a new store, you don't really have any edge against everyone else who's selling on it. So I would not let that stop you from starting your own Etsy store, because we already have so much momentum. We got 8 sales this week, and our last 3 sales were completely profitable. And everything going forward from now will be profit as well. Once our customers start getting the products, we start getting good reviews, then we'll be listed higher in the rankings. We won't have to spend money on ads to get sales. And because we've made so many listings already, everything from here on out is on autopilot essentially. The only things left to do are to just make more listings and just keep this going. And you can have a very profitable business in no time. But yeah, this is not a get rich quick scheme. I wouldn't treat it like that. But if you have a little bit of patience and you're willing to put the work in, you can turn this into a real business in no time, really. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Would you start an Etsy store? And if you do, make sure that you use that link in the description to get 50% off for 48 hours with Gelato, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.